So then that actually means, but God damn it, what's the guy that worked with Bobbity? I can never remember his name.
Bobbity?
Deborah?
No. Deborah, yeah.
Yeah, Deborah, but then that means that, like,
hey man.
Piccolo, Gohan, and Krillin should all be dead.
Hey, that means that the Demon King is not in fact a demon. This is what Dragon Ball is now telling us.
God damn it, Toriyama.
Cloud, don't Sonic Dash us. Oh no, he's Sonic Dashing us.
Not that it matters.
Fuck you, Cloud.
Jesus, that damn it.
Can we talk about what's happening right now?
We're flag spamming.
No. Get away from me. I have ethers.
So it's how to spam sterile?
Don't fucking do that.
Do it again?
When you are at low health, you sit your bitch ass in a corner and you heal.
Or you take it like a boss.
He's using Aaron's Arcanum on us.
He doesn't have Ars Arcanum.
How much longer is this?
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck.
I think we're halfway done now.
Fuck the tournament.
Tournaments!
Anyway.
So Carson, which 3 tournaments do you like?
Back to my power nap.
The one from My Hero Academia.
Okay. We're still good.
The Hunter exam.
You're wrong. Okay. Shit taste. Go on.
And I want to say the tuning exams, but I don't remember a lot of it.
That, you know what? I might say I have 4 favorites then.
Another example.
What are yours?
Mine?
Yeah.
Dark Tournament.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Sure, I'll give you tuning exams. That was a good arc. That was more of a plot building arc though. It didn't do what it was supposed to do.
Comment, I didn't watch it.
Didn't do what it was supposed to do. Ultimately a failure in what it was what it set out to do. Because what it set out to do was not relevant in the second half of the story.
That's kind of true, yeah.
Oh no, it failed in what it was trying to do. It was trying to character build, but it didn't need to build any of those characters.
And even if it did, they all ended up becoming irrelevant.
That's what I'm saying. It did establish a lot of characters who ultimately didn't really do anything.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like, sitting here thinking about that.
My Hero Academia tournament. Great tournament arc. The Fairy Tail tournament arc.
I thought that you're talking about the Grand Magic games, right?
Yeah.
I thought that's the point people, like, even people that like Fairy Tail say that's the point where it started to dip.
It accomplishes what it set out to accomplish, which was have an exciting, shonen-tastic tournament arc, and it was exciting and kept my interest. And therefore, as far as I'm concerned, you did a good job. As far as I'm concerned, that's all I'm trying to do. There was some bullshit. There was a good bit of bullshit in there. It turned into a weird time. It turned into a weird time travel plot. But it was a self-contained time travel plot that made about as much sense as anything else that happened in that arc.
No, you good? Feel me.
Like, you know, for as much as you know, rag on the Dark Tournament because of how unnecessarily long and drawn out it is, almost half the fucking series, I want at least to give them the Dark Tournament. Most of the fights won in it were won from some form of strategy and not characters just pulling a new arbitrary flavor of Super Saiyan out of their ass.
Or when they did, it was at least plot relevant.
Hey, it was literally 20-something episodes. It was literally as long as the rest of the seasons of that series.
Wait. Oh yeah, it was only like
every season of that every arc of that anime was literally 20-something episodes.
I mean, yeah, it really wasn't that long.
The Dark...
Because what you call it, arc?
It starts on episode 27.
Chapter Black arc was literally 20-something episodes.
Yu Yu Hakusho is 112 episodes, and the Dark Tournament
Starts on 27.
It
starts on 27.
It ends on 60.
It ends on 60.
It's 33 episodes.
It's almost half.
No.
No.
It's like a third.
It's like a third. Well, no, it's not.
It is one of 3 major arcs. There are only 3 major arcs in Yu Yu Hakusho. That's one of them.
I get my 3 out the way. Plain and simple. My Hero Academia tournament arc, Dark Tournament.
My Hero one was pretty good.
Battle City Finals.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'll give you Battle City.
Oh, what's that?
If you don't know, get out. Because you just
the Battle City Finals
wanted my childhood.
was a good arc.
I said I'm fucking tired right now.
No excuse.
Because you wanna know what I gotta say? I gotta say something else.
Joey Wheeler is a 3rd-grade duelist with a 4th-grade deck.
Right there.
This is why me and Brian are friends.
This may sound like a weird question, but I'm one asking. There's A, partially to justify the having the Hunter exams, and B, there's another tournament arc I feel is kind of underrated. Does it have to be only fighting to be considered a tournament arc, or could it?
Depends on. It has to be competitive in some fashion, and I don't like considering non-fighting tournaments as tournament arcs. But I will normally let some go.
Because if we're considering, you know, like, basically competitions and stuff as a tournament arc, I would say a really underrated tournament arc would be the Davy back fight from One Piece, and most people probably just shut.
I would not consider that a tournament.
You said it has to be competitive.
I don't consider that a tournament.
It's competitive, and it
I would
does
consider
end as a fight
I would
between
consider
Luffy
that
and Fox,
I would consider that a battle. So here's my problem with that. Because there's only 2 teams, I don't like considering it a tournament. A tournament would normally involve multiple opposing parties. For instance, for me to say what you're, I have to pause because I don't know what's coming up and I'm afraid of it. For me to consider what you're saying is a tournament would be like me saying the Xeno exhibition match is a tournament. When it was literally 3 people from Universe 7 and 3 people from Universe 9 fighting. Now the manga version...
And not the tournament.
The manga version was, you know, all of the Gods of Destructions having a little scrimmage, but it also wasn't really competitive enough to be called a tournament. It really was just an exhibition.
Also, pause, and let me just tell you that as far as I'm concerned, if we had done that instead of what we actually did, I still would have been slightly okay. But we didn't.
Well, no, what you're saying is would have still been, you know, 12 universes doing that.
No. What we could have done, Sean, is we could have had some good fights between some people of even caliber, where we literally could have had a situation where we would ended up facing Jiren's universe, and Jiren was still good, Toppo was still good, and Dispo was still good. But we had to deal with the fact that Gohan had some kind of injury from his fight that he went all out on. This guy had that. And we basically just had to deal with the fact that we really had the team that we probably needed. Which was Goku, Vegeta, Frieza.
Brian, you wanted the Dark Tournament.
Sean, I wanted a fucking tournament, not a fucking battle royale.
The funny thing is, you would say, like, you can't really consider it as
Right,
like,
are you gonna
be back fight a tournament because it's only
Especially
it's two
considering
teams.
that I'm supposed to believe
Yeah,
that
you're
the whole
bringing up
entire
Universe 6, aren't you?
What? No, I wasn't going to pull any form of caveat of something like a tournament in like Dragon Ball or whatever the fuck. I was going to say the Davy back fight being two teams is actually kind of a thing I like about it
Here
because
goes.
because it's essentially if you either read the manga or cut out the filler episodes in the anime, because the anime made the Davy back fight go longer than the manga for
Well, yes, I read the manga.
for some reason. It's actually really short, and that's the thing I like about it, because that's one of the many problems with a lot of tournaments.
So, okay,
A
hold
lot
on.
of them will end up being
So-
really dragged out.
Carson, what is a tournament arc to you?
Why are the Final Fantasy characters hanging out in the Olympus Coliseum?
I guess this means they're dead. Ooh. Yeah, we got those Skull is dead theories. Now we have Cloud is dead theories. Actually, a Cloud is dead on the inside. There, I had to get the one emo jab in. What was the thing you asked me?
Hold on. Yeah, I gotta get that out of the way. Okay. What is a tournament arc to you, Carson?
The thing is, like, it goes like, tired. I can't 100% answer it. I don't really know how to answer it. The most it could give as an answer is technically just like the most basic definition of a tournament of groups of people basically competing in like brackets for something.
Okay. So you're not really, I don't think you understand my question.
I said I was tired.
So, when I think of a tournament arc, I think of the purpose the tournament arc has. Now, not all of them have to be successful to be good, necessarily. Because as far as I'm concerned, good has a couple of layers to it. One of which, it might have to do with success of the arc. But, ultimately, it needs to be exciting. And keep your interest. Otherwise, it's shit arc anyway. Regardless of tournament or not. But, usually, tournament arcs are a way for the writer to, do a few things. If the tournament comes at the end of a, run, I don't want to say series, let's use the tournament power of example. Now, obviously, none of us expected the tournament power to be the end of Dragon Ball Super, did we?
No, there's too much money.
Ryan?
No.
There's too much money involved.
But we could tell that was going to be the end of something. A tone, could have been a lot of things. But, basically, the turn of power needed to be a climactic top to Dragon Ball Super as we knew it. It wasn't. It just wasn't. Plus the arc is bad, but that's just the thing.
Yeah. I
So-
just wanted a fucking tournament instead of a battle royale, especially considering that the grand scheme of things, the whole point of the arc was teamwork, which was not present for like the entirety of the arc except for the last fucking episode.
The other problem with tournaments, the other thing about tournament arcs, is if tournament arcs happen early in the series, they're usually used to, character development. They're a quick, easy way to character develop.
Like, essentially what My Hero Academia did.
Correct! My Hero Academia actually did several different things well. in both those regards. It succeeded in probably what it was setting out to accomplish. It established new characters who would be relevant even if much later. And it was exciting. And it even had some shonen goodness.
And that's why I rag on the Dark Tournament for its length, but thinking about it, it's not really the length is my problem. It's that a lot of tournament arcs will basically spend time developing characters that aren't really important later on. Like, it's not.
Well, okay.
Like, it's not 100.
Hold on.
You say your point.
Okay.
Like, it's not 100% tournament arc, so I feel it's kind of a bad example, and there's still problems with it. But it's like there's an awkward tournament arc just kind of shoved into the middle of Dressrosa in One Piece, and a lot of people hate that part of the story. I personally don't hate it too much, only because all of the characters that were like that got adequate screen time in the tournament portion of the Dressrosa story actually ended up being important both at the end of Dressrosa and even after it with the official forming of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. So, you know, the time they spent focusing on them, it actually paid off. It wasn't like we get these characters, we get their powers, vague backstory, and then we just kind of forget them. That's actually a really good thing Oda does, is he'll introduce characters, he'll introduce characters, they'll be fucking irrelevant for goddamn years, you'll forget about them, they'll come back up, and you're like, oh yeah, that was a person.
Okay.
You can make a point now.
That tournament was just there.
I said...
Like, I really don't care about the tournament, because really, it was just there.
I said it still has a bunch of problems to it, and it doesn't 100%.
I don't have a problem with that tournament. But I also don't, I wouldn't, like, sit there and be like, oh, good tournament. Because, I mean, I feel like it had... One Piece has this thing where it pads out its arcs, but it does it in interesting ways, which made me almost care. But I mean, that's just what that is. I mean, that's just a padding part of the arc. It does do things, but I don't think it does, like, super important things. I don't ever really think of that one when I start thinking about good tournament arcs.
But again, it's also like a
Because,
small
you know,
portion of a bigger arc.
Yeah, you know, that's part of it. Now granted, so the Dark Tournament does establish characters who do come up later, but that's also not the point of the Dark Tournament at all. Like I said, not always is it to introduce characters. Shooting exams was to establish characters. Does it? Yes. Does it matter? No. Because let's face it, Neji's like the only important one out of that bunch, and he dies.
Oh,
Spoilers.
Oh, one arc has been over for a good few years now.
Quit reminding me.
And two, hey, you could be reading Boruto.
I am.
I actually don't hate Boruto, but that's a different argument.
I mean, I do, but it's not because of quality.
But, well, the thing is with the shooting exams, at least most of the people involved in it got something. Neji dies. The first arc of Shippuden focuses more on Dora and the Sand Ninja, and then immediately after that, the second arc of Shippuden focuses on Shikamaru and, you know, his group was...
My problem
when they
my problem is we introduced a whole bunch of characters. We acted like we're going to be like a wide cast we were going to utilize, and we only used like 5 of them.
And when we use them at least 2 times, basically.
Yeah, I mean, what does Neji do between the like second arc of Naruto Shippuden and no, the first arc of Naruto Shippuden and him dying?
Wasn't Neji, he was the one that fought the spider guy for the Sound Corner, right?
No. Between part 2's first major arc and him dying, what does he do? Unfortunately, nothing, despite being literally the best character.
That's it. You won't stop a true hero.
So... I have a point right now.
That's it.
Well, we have the lot of characters do things in the Great Ninja War, but the less said about that, the better.
I love how when Hercules punches Hades, he just gets stunned randomly. No, no! Hercules punched me with his fabulous fists! I'm down for the count!
Would you want to get punched by Hercules?
I mean, no, but I'm not already a god.
Also, some nerd here for a minute. Hercules was the Greek name. Heracles was the Hercules was the Roman name. Heracles was the Greek one. It took like all of his life bar.
Yeah, swords broke.
Ah, it's finally fucking over.
But that is where we have my problem. The Hunter exam is not only a tournament arc meant to build characters. Actually, my problem is that it's probably not meant to. Also, why is Auron there? He doesn't help me fight.
Emotional support.
That's it. He's been standing on the sidelines, giving me some tips.
Oh,
He's got that cheer tech.
Ah! Ah!
oh man.
Did you catch that? He just threw cheer back in your face.
And you see, the joke works because the Sphere Gland lets
Why is it
everyone in
being
Final
epi- oh,
Fantasy
never
X do everything! You see, I'm
Did
smart.
I do everything? Is that it?
I think.
I think that's it. I think we can finally finish the game.
I'm not
And
sure.
then that's where the LP stops. Nope, nothing after that at all.
It's time for the question of the day, my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, how do you define a tournament in a tournament arc when it comes to anime? Because, like Curzon said, you could make an argument that the Davy Back fight stuff is, in fact, a tournament because they are having a contest. Sean said that was only 2 teams, so that does not really count. To him, a tournament is a series of fights with more than one team. However, in Dragon Ball Super, and we did make jokes about this, the whole thing Brian was going on about with you call it a tournament, and yet it's more of a battle royale because everyone was fighting at once. Meaning that is technically, by Sean's classification, not a real tournament. In my opinion, I agree with Carson's point, where I think it's more about the concept of characters having some kind of contest. The Davy Back fight could be considered a tournament for that reason, whereas the end of Dragon Ball Super is more of a battle royale, and yet they call it a tournament. But it was a battle of people fighting to see who was the strongest with a ring out rule, so the combat aspect is there, but it's not really a tournament in a traditional sense of a team or person moving from bracket to bracket that was everybody fighting at once. But I think this topic is interesting, so I would love to know where you stand. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links, as well as my Discord link, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute if you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media. That really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I will see you all next time, so good night, everybody.